Durst will serve, and away we go here at Derby Gym here in Clemson. They set it up for Nilo Kerr, and she puts it down. Nilo Kerr, her first kill of the game. Point Clemson, 1-0 Tigers in the first.
I love seeing that from the middle blocker for the Clemson Tigers. Kerr was a little quiet on Friday, so it's good to see her getting involved early in this match.
McKenna Gildon to serve the libero right into the net. And a free point for Miami, tied at 1 in set number 1. Back to serve for Miami, number 10, Dahlia Wilson, 6'4" senior, middle blocker from Turkey, had 10 kills, hit .692, 7 total blocks Friday night in the win at Georgia Tech. Good all-around player for this team. Bump set by Moore, and the free ball over by McGrath. On the Miami side, they set it up for Heredia Cologne, and there's a diving, saving dig attempt by Luma, but it goes down. Kill by Flor Marie Heredia Cologne. That's her first. The head coach of Miami, Jose Gandra, in his 13th year. His teams have made 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances and 8 overall in his tenure at Miami. 2-1 Miami. Wilson serving deep at the court at Luma. Sant lines it up for Hansen. Diving, saving dig. That's punched over the top and blocked by Clemson over the net. Free ball over by Miami. Sant, back set, Moore cranks it up. Oh, she is denied up front by Heredia Cologne. Return to sender and a point for Miami.
Here's a replay of this block. You can see how huge they get, how far over the net their hands are. Very disciplined, perfect form. Point for the Hurricanes.
3-1, Miami in the lead. Wilson serves again, and it's out of bounds, and a point for Clemson. The head coach for Clemson is Jackie Simpson-Keir in her 5th season. You see her resume. Was a 2-time All-American center at the University of Wisconsin back in the day. 3-2, Miami leads. Here is Addie Raines serving here for Clemson. Rodriguez, the backs it for Carney, and that sails long out of bounds, and a point for Clemson, and we're tied at 3.
So far, we're seeing a very evenly paced match, which I love to see here on a Sunday afternoon.
Addie Raines will serve. 5'5" sophomore defensive specialist serves here for Clemson. They keep it alive for Heredia Cologne. Cranks it up in the dig by McGrath. Gildon sets it up for McGrath. Just slowly taps it over the net, and a whistle. Net violation on Clemson, and a point for Miami.
And the Tigers are shaking their heads, kind of giving the ref, what are you talking about? So we'll see if there's a challenge called on this one. Coach Keir is up. We're going to let it go. Still early on in the match.
Elects not to challenge, and Miami back in the lead by 1, 4-3. Ariana Rodriguez has a big booming jump serve. Here it comes with the left hand. Sant back set, sliding over is Kate Hansen, and she tools the block, gets the kill, and the point. It's Hansen's first kill, and a point for the Tigers.
Beautiful pass from one of their leaders, Mia McGrath, for the Clemson Tigers to get the in-system play, and I'm loving that the Tigers are using their middles early on in this match.
Mia McGrath with a running jump serve deep in the court and too deep. Out of bounds and a free point for Miami. So back to serve for Miami, number 12, Flor Marie Heredia Cologne. 199 kills on the season entering today. That leads the Miami team this season. She's the reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Week. Big booming jump serve, almost an ace. Keep it alive for Wagner. Deflected and dig by Heredia Cologne. Rodriguez back set, and Ava Carney knocks it down. Kill by Ava Carney. That's her first. 121st kill on the season for her.
And what you're seeing here, Brock, this is why the Miami Hurricanes are ranked in the top 25. That big international jump serve coming from Cologne, and then the team doing their job and putting the ball down.
Heredia Cologne serves again right into the net to the free point for Clemson. That's a big break for Clemson because Miami is a very good serving team. So serving for Clemson, number 19, Kate Hansen, 6'3", junior middle from Weatherford, Texas. Coach Jackie Simpson-Keir says Hansen's really taken off with her game here this season. Rodriguez lines it up for Injai, and a whistle, net violation on Miami, and a point for Clemson.
And now the Miami coach is on his feet. Everyone's wanting to talk to the line judge this afternoon so far.
Looks like he will not challenge that last call. 6-6 tie here in the first set. Hansen serves again, left serve, received by Miami. Logan Wiley is blocked, recovered by Clemson. Wagner cranks it up, she's blocked, recovered by Miami. For the back row, Heredia Cologne, blindly gliding it over the net. Wagner blocked out of bounds, killed by Wagner, that's her first. Her team leading 201st kill in the season, Point Tigers.
That was a good point to win by the Clemson Tigers. Some of the Miami Hurricanes got tripped up during that play. So Wagner took advantage of them, was able to find the hands and hit off the block for the point.
Kate Hansen to serve it again, had 35 total blocks on the season coming into today for Clemson. Good all-around player here for the Tigers. Here's Njai, she tools the block, gets the kill. Point for Miami, Amina Njai, her first kill of the night. Two teams that are red hot. Miami is 11-1, it's won 11 straight. Clemson 12-1, started out 12-0 on the year before losing on Friday night. Whistle and a lift violation on Miami, and a point for the Tigers. Clemson back in the lead, 8-7. Against a team like Miami, how critical do you think it is for Clemson to win the opening set today?
Oh, extremely critical, and it is important to point out, and we'll talk about this more as the match goes on, but the two top 25 teams Clemson has beat at home have been Miami. So I think Clemson knows how to beat Miami at home, and they're working on that right now, tied in the first set, playing best of 5.
Ava Carney tools the block, gets the kill and the point, and we're tied at 8 in the opening set. Ava Carney will serve, 6'2" junior outside hitter from Butler, Pennsylvania. Here's Sant, back set for more, cranks it up and sails it long out of bounds, and a point for Miami.
You can see Coach Keir there was asking her bench, did anyone see a touch on that? No one said they did, so no challenge called on that one either.
So Hurricanes back in the lead by 1, 9-8. Carney running jump serve again, right into the tape for the point here for Clemson. So back and forth we go, tied at 9. Kennedy Wagner comes out of the game. Claire Luma, number 12, goes back to serve. 5'7" sophomore from Franklin, Wisconsin. Running jump serve by Luma, right at Feliciano. Here's Dahlia Wilson, fights through the block, gets the kill and the point. Dahlia Wilson, her first kill. Known for her middle blocking skills, gets the kill there, and a point for Miami, back in the lead by 1.
And when the Miami Hurricanes are in system, it's very difficult to stop them. So the Clemson Tigers are really focused on aggressive serving to keep them out of system.
Njai serves, and that's into the net. A lot of free points here for both teams. Service errors both ways, and a point for Clemson. We're tied at 10.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that is the 4th service error for the Miami Hurricanes already in the first set.
McKenna Gildon, the reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week, serving for Clemson. They let it up for Heredia Cologne, and it's blocked up front by the Tigers and put down for the point.
That is a huge block at this point in the set. Just enough to give the Clemson Tigers some momentum, come back with another opportunity for a point.
11-10, Tigers back on top by 1. Serving is Gildon. The dump over and a beauty by Ariana Rodriguez. The dump over kill, her first, and we're tied at 11 in set 1.
You could hear the groan from the crowd. Nice play by the setter for the Miami Hurricanes. She caught the Clemson Tigers on their heels.
Tied at 11 in set 1. Dahlia Wilson running jump serve and deep in the court at Luma. Sant lines it up for Hansen, blocked, recovered by Miami. Batted over and down by the setter, Ariana Rodriguez, her second kill. She can do it all, gets the kill there, point Miami.
Absolutely. You don't always see a setter that's so offensive, but here she is demonstrating that she can do the soft one and bring it with an attack.
12-11, Miami back in the lead by 1, and that's a service error, out of bounds, and a point for Clemson.
Again, another service error by the Miami Hurricanes, and they have not bounced it out with their aces. So that is allowing the Clemson Tigers to hold on in this first set.
Addie Raines, number 11, back to serve. Had 6 digs on Friday night in the loss to Florida State, and that's another service error. Out of bounds and free points. Keep going back and forth here for the two teams.
Yeah, that's not allowing either team to really get in the flow of the game. So I'm sure when the coaches have times to talk, the opportunity to talk to their teams, they're going to say, okay, so let's slow down a little bit on that service line.
Rodriguez will serve. Big booming jump serve, and in there for an ace. Just sneaked inside the baseline.
Nice.
Ace and a point for Miami.
Beautiful left-handed top spin jump serve. She goes diagonal, uses every inch of the court available. Excellent serve.
Increases the lead of 2 here for Miami. Here's Rodriguez serving again. That one's long, out of bounds, and a point for Clemson. Clemson right now hitting .091 as a team. Miami hitting .267, but Clemson only down by 1 point, 14-13. Mia McGrath will serve it up here for Clemson, and that's out of bounds, and a point for Miami. And we get a timeout on the court.
Another service error.
In set 1, it's Miami 15, Clemson 13. Back after this on ACC Network Extra. The Miami Hurricanes having a great year so far. An 11-1 record. It lost its first match of the year at Indiana August 29th. Since then, it's won 11 straight games. And how about the sets, Aaron? The team has won 33 of its last 38 sets coming into today.
Wow, that's a phenomenal statistic, and no wonder they're in the top 25. So right now, the Clemson Tigers are staying with the Hurricanes, and if they can take this set, they're one of a few that have.
Heredia Cologne serves, a big booming serve. Tight at the net. Here's Wagner, and she is blocked up front by Ava Carney, along with Logan Wiley. They each got a hand on it. Block goes down, point Miami.
And this is a little unfortunate for Wagner. I mean, she does everything she's supposed to. The ball just hits her on the way down. Otherwise, it may have been out of bounds.
Hurricanes by 3 in the opening set. Here's the serve by Heredia Cologne again. Big booming jump serve. Receiving it is Raines. Sant lines it up for Wagner. Pushes it over the top. Dig by Heredia Cologne. Sant lines it up for Njai. Sails it long, out of bounds, and a point here for Clemson.
And any team playing the Miami Hurricanes is going to have a sigh of relief when the Hurricanes make an error when Cologne is serving, because her serve is so tough to receive.
Serving is Kate Hansen for Clemson. 118 kills on the year coming into today, third most on the team. Sant, back set, Carney, dig by McGrath. Set up by Sant. Here's Wagner, cranks it up, deflected. Kept alive here by Miami. For the back row, Heredia Cologne. She's rejected. Sant for the back row is McGrath. Diving, saving dig by Rodriguez. Njai puts it down. Kill by Amina Njai, her second kill of the night, and a point here for Miami.
That was one of the longest rallies we've seen of the afternoon so far. Both teams keeping the ball alive with their defense.
Neilani Feliciano Barbero will serve it up for Miami. Receiving it is Clemson. The dump over by Sant, but Miami was ready for it. Bump set by Feliciano. Heredia Cologne sails it too high and long. Out of bounds, and a point for the Tigers.
And that's a great opportunity from the Tigers. They stayed disciplined with their block, kept their hands low and over the net, so they did not get an accidental touch on that ball that was going out of bounds.
Clemson down 2. Sant serving the setter. Rodriguez lines it up for Carney. She's blocked. Sant, back set. Here is Mia Moore. Dig by Feliciano. They set it up for Njai. She's rejected up front. Oh, they call a net violation on Clemson. Point negated for Clemson. It goes to Miami.
Oh, and that is unfortunate because this is a great block. Let's see here if we can see the net. Woo. That down judge tonight, the ref, he is all over these calls.
So Clemson takes a timeout. Clemson down 3, 18-15. Clemson hitting 0-0-0 for the match so far. Meanwhile, Miami hitting 182. But how has Clemson stayed in this match with such a low hitting percentage?
Yeah, great question, and I think both teams, actually, their hitting percentage is very low, so they're playing similar matches, similar sets to start the game. Lots of errors, really, when it comes to their serving, so I think both teams are working out some kinks in this first set.
The Clemson Tigers, under head coach Jackie Simpson-Keir, 12-1 record so far. The team won 11 matches all of last year, 12 wins already this year. We're not even in October yet. beat South Carolina in Columbia this year for the first time in over 30 years. And the team's dig per set, 16.53, best in the ACC.
Wow, that is a ton of digs per set. So I'm sure the Clemson Tigers have a blast in their practices. They're playing as a very scrappy team. They don't want any ball to hit the floor without maximum effort from each player. Also, beating the Gamecocks in Columbia, that's really important. As we know, in the state of South Carolina, the Gamecocks versus the Tigers is one of the strongest rivalries in collegiate sports. So I know that felt good for the Tigers.
We talked with head coach Jackie Simpson-Keir before the match. I asked her, when did you know you had a good team? And she said she knew back in February when it rolled into the bulk of technical training. She said this group's ability to take something from one drill and apply it towards 6-on-6 play was great. Some of the best she had ever seen in her coaching career. But she knew back in February her team would be good. 18-15, Miami serving. Miami in the lead as well. Bump set by McGrath. Here is Mia Moore, deflected. Kept alive by Miami. They set it up for Njai. Blocked, then it goes down off the touch from Clemson. Kill by Njai, her third, and a point for Miami.
And that's interesting on that rotation. The Tigers actually had switched up Kennedy and Moore, so that Kennedy was playing from the right side and Moore was playing from the left side. So you see this ball just goes off Kennedy's hands.
Sant with a bump set. Here is Wagner, cranks it up, and she gets the kill. Kill by Kennedy Wagner. That's her second. And a point here for Clemson, down 3.
And that's a perfect example of what we highlighted before the match got started today. Kennedy Wagner in this play, she's hitting from the middle of the court with 3 blockers up and still gets the kill.
Claire Luma will serve here for Clemson with the right hand, receiving it as Heredia Cologne. It backs into here for Dahlia Wilson, and she knocks it down. Kill by Dahlia Wilson, her second. And Miami, the first team to reach 20 in set 1.
There's some hang time on this. Here she is going off of one leg, and she just rises above the block. She's 6 feet 4 inches tall, has an incredible vertical leap and a high reach.
Miami by 4, 20-16. Sant lines it up for McGrath, cranks it up and puts it down. Kill by Mia McGrath. That is her first kill, 133rd in the season. Point Clemson.
Mia McGrath is one of those all-around players. She plays all 6 rotations. She loves to take that wide, long approach and find the blockers of the hands of the opposing team and hit the ball off their hands for a point.
Another service error by Clemson. 3-point for Miami. In the lead by 4, 21-17. Here is Dahlia Wilson, 2 kills so far on the night. Serves it up for Miami, right at McGrath. Sant, back to McGrath, look out, deflected, dig by Durst. To set it up for Heredia Cologne, and she puts it down. Kill by Flora Marie. Heredia Cologne, her second.
And that is just so fun to watch. Here she is. Wow. I mean, she still has 2 blockers on her face, but you wouldn't be able to tell with the way she smacks that ball down.
Final timeout of the set taken by Clemson. It trails Miami by 5, 22-17. You see the Miami Hurricanes. Talked to head coach Jose Gondra before the game about his team. He says it's a team that returned 5 key players from a year ago, as well as a lot of newcomers who are fitting in well this year. He says the leadership is good with this team. It's a team with good arms. It has a good setter. He says all the pieces of this team are just really fitting in well together. And right now the team has won 11 straight getting into today. Its only loss against Indiana, August 29th in the season opener, lost in 5. It has wins over Ole Miss, Illinois, UCF, and Coastal Carolina as well. What's impressed you the most about Miami so far?
Yeah, I was going to say this is a good test for the Miami Hurricanes. I mean, they beat Georgia Tech on Friday, so there are 2 matches on the road against strong ACC teams. They're ranked 24 currently in the country, but I think when they're fully in system and playing their best volleyball, they probably are one of the top teams in the country.
Updated hitting numbers, Miami as a team hitting 280. Clemson hitting 095. Clemson down 5 points, 22-17 in the opening set. Miami trying for its 12th consecutive win against just 1 defeat. Clemson saw its 12-match win streak end on Friday night in 4 sets on this floor against Florida State, trying to bounce back and win this afternoon. Miami serving and leading 22-17 in the opening set. Wilson serving and right at McGrath. Sant lines it up for Hansen, gently over the top, and down it goes. Kill by Hansen. That's her second, a much-needed side out, and point for the Tigers.
Good play by the Clemson Tigers. Again, getting their middles involved. Hansen just places it very smartly over the block of the Hurricanes. We're playing to 25, so every point matters.
Rains, let serve, received by Rodriguez. Feliciano lines it up for Heredia Cologne. It's deflected, kept alive by the Tigers. Back set, Hansen, dig by Carney. They set it up for Heredia Cologne and kept alive by the Tigers and punched over by Hansen. Heredia Cologne again, diving, saving dig by Rains and a free ball over by Hansen. Rodriguez, Wiley mistimes the jump and the hit and a point for Clemson.
You can see why the Tigers are top in the ACC for digs per set. Those were two amazing digs during that rally to keep the ball alive. And here's just a little miscommunication, mistiming on the part of the Miami Hurricanes, but results in a point for the Tigers.
Clemson only down 3, 22-19. Rodriguez, Wiley, this time she knocks it down. Kill by Wiley. Timed the jump perfectly that time, puts it down, her first kill.
Yep, and only one blocker up for the Clemson Tigers, so that gives a lot of room for Wiley to swing big, which she does.
Here is Ariana Rodriguez, 32 service aces this year. That leads the Miami team. Rodriguez serves, let serve received by Clemson. They back set it for Hansen, right into the net. And a point for Miami, and this is set point for the Canes.
And that one's going to hurt for the Clemson Tigers because they have given set point now to Miami, and really it was an in-system play. It must have just been a little bit of a low set for Hansen. She couldn't quite get on top of the ball to put it down on the other side of the court.
Set point for Miami on the serve of Rodriguez, a booming serve. Sant dumps it over, but Rodriguez was ready for it for Miami. Carney cranks it up, and she's blocked. Feliciano saves it. Heredia Cologne tools the block, gets the kill and the point. Heredia Cologne's third kill, and Miami will serve to begin set 2. McKenna Gildon, the libero, the reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week, serves it up, and away we go in set number 2. They set it up for Wilson, drops it over the net gently, and down it goes. Kill by Wilson, her third of the game, and a point here for Miami.
Dahlia Wilson, again, she's just one of those very tall, 6 feet 4 inches. She is a senior, so she's bringing experience and athleticism to the middle position for the Hurricanes.
Wilson, hop, skip, and a jump serve. Receiving it is Luma. Sant lines it up for Hansen, dug out by Carney. Heredia Cologne fights through the block, gets the kill and the point, her 4th kill, 203rd of the season. That leads the team, point Miami.
And this is where the Hurricanes are just showing how dominant they can be when they're playing their best volleyball. They're so athletic that it's so difficult for their opponents to stop them, as they've won 11 in a row.
2-0 Miami in set 2. Sant back set Moore, the left-hander, cranks it up and down it goes. Kill by Mia Moore. Her first 6-foot senior outside from Frisco, Texas, and Clemson is on the board.
What a great play by the Clemson Tigers here. The set Sant is off the net, and she's able to get the ball delivered to exactly where Mia Moore needs it to get the kill.
2-1 Miami. Addie Rains with a looping serve. Some miscommunication and a free ball over by Wiley. Here's Sant, lines it up for McGrath, cranks it up and blocked out of bounds. Kill by McGrath, her second, and a point for the Tigers, and we're tied at 2.
McGrath has such a beautiful approach for all pin hitters watching this afternoon. Mia McGrath's approach is one of the best in the country.
2-2 tie in set number 2. Rains serving again, short looper. Here's Sant, lines it up for Wiley, dig by Gildon. Running back there is Rains, and here is McGrath over the top and blocked over and back over by Miami. Sant, back set for Hansen, down the line, nice dig there. There's Ariana Rodriguez into the net. This hits it, and a point for Clemson in the lead by 1.
Good play by both teams on that point. Really crucial that McGrath was up, ready to block the setter. Otherwise, we've seen that the Hurricane setter, she's able to score on her own.
3 straight points here by Clemson to begin set 2. They line it up for Carney, and that is just wide of the line, out of bounds, and a point for Clemson, a 4-0 run by the Tigers. Clemson on a roll, a 4-0 run, 4-2. Tigers on top in set 2. Luma serves again, deep in the court and too deep. A service error on Clemson. That is the 6th service error by Clemson. Miami also has 6, and a side out here for Miami.
And that one barely missed, but it was enough to be out of bounds. But the Clemson Tigers, we're hoping it got part of the line on that serve.
Rodriguez, big booming jump serve. Receiving it is McGrath. Sant, back to McGrath. Look out, goes deep in the court. Sant lines it up for Heredia Cologne. Clips the tape. Recovered by Clemson. McGrath. Sant lines it up in the back set for Carney. Sliding knee dig by Raines. Here's McGrath again. Cranks it up. Oh, she is rejected up front. Ava Carney gets a hand up there. So did Logan Wiley. Access denied. And a point for Miami.
And that is a huge block by the Miami Hurricanes. Mia McGrath, she comes in at 5'11", and she has a huge vertical jump, but that was just a wall she was hitting against.
Tied at 4 apiece. Rodriguez will serve it again. Big booming jump serve and into the tape. Another service error, the 7th of Miami. Point for the Tigers, back in the lead.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of service errors from both teams this afternoon.
Serving for the Tigers, Mia McGrath has 16 service aces this year, second most on the team coming into today. Good serve by McGrath, bumps head by Sant. Heredia Cologne gently over the top, recovered by Clemson. Wagner deflected, dig by Durst. The back set of Heredia Cologne, and that'll be 4 hits on Clemson, a net violation as well. Kill by Heredia Cologne, point Miami.
When we're talking about the service errors by both teams, it's not a huge deal if you're balancing it out with aces, but right now we only have 1 ace for the entire match, and that came from the Hurricanes.
Here's the serve by Heredia Cologne, and receiving it is Clemson. They set it up for Wagner, cranks it up, and blocked by the Canes. Wagner a second try, blocked again.
Great block coverage, though.
Hansen gently over the top, recovered by Miami. They set it up, well, free ball. So this communication there, got the ball over anyway. Sliding over Hansen, and dig by Rodriguez. Heredia Cologne fires it up and gets the kill.
Great plays by both teams. Tons of digs, block coverage. Rodriguez has a huge dig right here, the setter for the Hurricanes. And wow, look at that back row attack. Completely out of system. Amazing.
Miami back in the lead by 1. Here's the big serve again by Heredia Cologne. Look out. Sant dumps it over. Diving, saving dig by Feliciano. Carney right into the antenna. Hitting error by Miami and a point for Clemson.
We're just seeing such amazing athleticism from both of these teams. And again, this speaks to college volleyball across the board. The game has just gotten so fast and the players so athletic.
Kate Hansen serving, tied at 6. Rodriguez, Logan Wiley is blocked. Here is Wagner, puts it down. Kill by Kennedy Wagner, her 3rd, and a point for Clemson.
Great kill by Kennedy Wagner. Going up high, snapping to that deep cross-court corner.
Clemson back in the lead by 1, 7-6. Rodriguez to the other side. Here's Njai, puts it down. Kill by Amina Njai. That's her 5th. Only a freshman, 6'1" in height, from Orlando, Florida. And Coach Gondra says she's a very physical player, has good speed, a good arm, had a great summer of training, good addition to the team this year for Miami. Here is Feliciano, the libero, serving. Right at McGrath. Gildon lines it up for Wagner, cranks it up and blocked. McGrath. Wagner again, this time wide of the line, out of bounds, point Miami.
And talking about Njai, she is only going to get better and better as she continues to grow. She's only a freshman from Orlando, Florida, playing on the outside right now, but you would not be able to tell she's a freshman the way she plays.
8-7 Miami in set 2. Serving is Feliciano again. Sant sliding over is Okur, and she tools the block, gets the kill and the point. Second kill by Okur, and we're tied at 8.
Okur there has a one-on-one opportunity, and she takes advantage to get the point for the Tigers.
Catherine Sant, the the setter will serve here for Clemson. There is an attack by Wilson, and she knocks it down. Kill by Wilson, her fourth, and just like that, side out and point Miami.
And again, Wilson, a middle blocker coming in at 6 feet 4 inches. If the Tigers only have one block up on her, it is going to be so difficult to defend that hit.
Ava Carney serving, transitioning to the opposite side position this year compared to a year ago, and a service ace for Carney. Miami by 2, 10-8.
And that's what we're expecting from the Miami Hurricanes. They're so effective with their serve. That is only the second ace of the afternoon, and too many errors so far.
Carney will serve it again, named to the ACC All-Freshman team a year ago. High looping short serve. Here's Sant, backs it for more, cranks it up and throws it down. Kill by Ania Moore. A thunder kill, her second of the night, and a point for Clemson.
What a huge kill from Mia Moore. She comes in at 6 feet tall. She's got that left-handed swing, snaps high, puts the ball down.
Limited playing time in the past years for Clemson, playing a lot more this year. A lot of good productivity for her this season. Serving is Claire Luma, and it's a service ace.
There's the aces both teams have been looking for. So that's the first ace for the Clemson Tigers from Claire Luma. Wow, that ball just hits the back line.
Tied at 10 in set number 2. Luma serving for Clemson, and right at Carney. Rodriguez sets it up for Wilson, finds an opening and throws it down. Kill by Dahlia Wilson, her fifth, and a side out 10 point for Miami.
And she is hitting close to 500 for the match. She has 5 kills, 2 errors on 7 total attempts.
Injai will serve right at Luma. Sant is there, tees it up for Akur, and it's blocked and down by Wilson. Got their hands up there, knocked it down using that 6'4" frame, and gets the point.
And Dahlia Wilson for the Hurricanes, she's actually hitting over 800 for the match already. That is amazing.
12-10 Canes here in set 2, and that serve barely cleared the net. Here's McGrath, cranks it up and got it. Kill by McGrath. That is her third, and a point for Clemson.
What an awesome hit here from Mia McGrath. She loves being off the net. She loves soaring through the air, swinging high, hitting over the blockers. Point for Clemson.
Pulls the Tigers within 1. Here is Gildon serving. Rodriguez lines it up for Heredia Cologne. Dig by Gildon. Sant is there. Backs it for more. Cranks it up and blocked, and it goes down. Oh, Heredia Cologne returned to sender, and a point for Miami.
Here's another look at that block. You can see just both of the blockers had their hands well over the net.
5 total blocks by Miami here today. Here's serving is Wilson, and deep at the court of McGrath. Sant. McGrath bats it over gently. Dig by Carney. And there's a kill by the setter, Ariana Rodriguez, her third kill as the setter in this match here today for Miami.
And Miami's starting to turn up the heat again, as they did in the first set. They're just pulling slowly away from the Clemson Tigers in just the pace of their play, and they're limiting their errors. Wilson
serving right at McGrath. Sant sliding over his Hansen. Dig by Carney, high in the air, and it goes down for the kill.
You can see there the setter hugging one of her coaches on the Hurricane bench. Rodriguez running down that ball.
Kate Hansen, Coach Jackie Simpson here said of Hansen, she's one of the go-to players for this Clemson team, having a great year. You see the hug on the sideline as she falls out of bounds. 14-12. Now make it 15-12. Service error by Clemson. We get a timeout on the court. In set 2, it's Miami leading by 3. Miami leads the match 1-0. Of the week, Aaron, for week 4, and this week it's well represented by players from both of these teams here today.
Absolutely. 3 ACC players of the week are playing in today's match, specifically focusing on Catherine Sant. She is the setter for the Clemson Tigers. She's a redshirt sophomore. She's found her groove in her second year as the starting setter. She's averaging only 7.74 assists per last season, but she's jumped up to 10.8 assists per set in 2025 through the first 12 matches.
So 15-12 Miami in set 2. Miami serving. Here's the serve by Rodriguez. Sant runs it down. Got it over by McGrath, and that sails long out of bounds at a point for Miami.
And so again, we're not seeing an ace from the serve, but these serves are so tough that it's keeping the Clemson Tigers out of system, which makes it very difficult for them to get a side out.
There is Ariana Rodriguez, the setter. Playing the setter position this year for the first time. Coach Jose Gondra says she's getting used to it. Here is the serve by Rodriguez right into the net. Another service error, the 8th for Miami. Point Clemson down 3.
And the Hurricane strategy, because they serve so aggressively, I know they build into their strategy that they are okay with a certain amount of errors, but I do believe we're seeing more than they would like in one match.
McGrath serving. Rodriguez tees it up for Carney and puts it away. Kill by Ava Carney, her 3rd, and a point for the Canes.
That is an extremely impressive hit from the outside hitter. 6'2", Carney. She goes sharp inside the 10-foot line. Very difficult to defend.
Timeout taken by Clemson. It's first of this second set. It trails 17-13 in set 2. It trails the match 1 set to nothing. There's a look at the Miami Hurricanes, led by head coach Jose Gondra. And for the Clemson Tigers, Kennedy Wagner, 3 kills on the day so far. And what's impressed you about her so far here this afternoon?
Same thing that always impresses me about Kennedy Wagner. She's just a really fun player. She's extremely athletic, very dynamic, but they need to get her going more in the match if they're going to have a chance to win.
And for the Miami Hurricanes, how about Flora Marie Heredia Colon? 6 kills already on the afternoon here for Miami.
Colon is such a fun player to watch because she's so athletic and dynamic. I mean, look how far off the net she is, hitting these balls down for a kill. From the back row, completely out of system. I mean, she just goes up and she just swings as hard as she can, and oftentimes it works.
Coach Gondra says she's just a very powerful hitter, has good range, brings great energy. She's really improved as a passer and a server this year. Very athletic kid, continues to develop as a player for Miami. So 17-13, Miami leads by 4 in set 2. Clemson trying to mount a comeback here to try and tie up the match in a set apiece. Heredia Colon. Big booming jump serve on the way. Line drive at McGrath. Back over the net on the overpass. Here's Sant. Sets it up for Wiley. Puts it down. Kill by Logan Wiley, her 2nd, and a point for the Canes.
And nothing but smiles on the Hurricanes after that play. Again, this all starts with the incredible serve, which makes the Clemson Tigers send a free ball over to the Hurricanes, which they just smash in return.
Heredia Colon serving again. Here it comes right into the net. The 9th service error by Miami. Free point for Clemson. Side out, and point Tigers.
And really just down by 14 points. We're playing to 25. If the Clemson Tigers can get a few points right now with Hansen serving, they'll be right back in this set.
Hansen serving. Good serve by Hansen. One-handed set. Here's Wiley over the top. Kept alive here by Clemson. The bump set by Raines. Wagner. She is denied up front by Ava Carney. Sends it back. And a point for Miami.
And Carney's having a great match today. That was a huge block. Her 2nd or 3rd of the night. Third for the afternoon.
Feliciano Libero serving, and let's serve, received by McGrath. Sant sliding over Zokur, deflected, and it goes down. Kill by Niloker, her 3rd. Much needed side out and point for Clemson.
Big slide hit from Okur out of the middle, uses those blockers' hands to get the point.
Clemson down 4 in the second set. Sant serving. Here is Wilson. She fights through it, gets the kill. Point for Miami, her 6th kill on the afternoon. And Miami, the first team to reach 20 in set 2. Ava Carney going back to serve. 3 kills in the afternoon, serving with the right hand. Receiving it is Gildon. Sant, back set. Wagner cranks it up, and the dig by Feliciano. Sant to the back row is Carney, puts it away. Kill by Carney, her 4th. Point Miami.
This is why it's so difficult to defend the Hurricanes. You have attackers coming from the back row, you have attackers coming from the middle, from the left side, from the right side, and they're bringing it from the service line.
So timeout by the Tigers of Clemson, their final timeout of the set. There's a look at the Miami Hurricanes, now the Clemson Tigers. Tigers are hitting 0-74 for the match, 0-71 for this set. Miami hitting 315 for the match. But how about this for the set, Aaron? 409 here in set number 2.
Yeah, they had that slow first set where the hitting percentage wasn't that high, but they have really brought it on in the second set and are leading the Tigers 21-15.
Miami, the preseason 7th place pick of the ACC this year, 22-11 a year ago, 12-8 in the ACC, lost to Nebraska in the second round of the NCAA tournament in straight sets. Nothing to be ashamed of, though, losing to Nebraska in the big tournament. Here's a look at the ACC preseason coaches poll. You see Miami on the left side of your screen, 7th place pick. You see Clemson, the preseason 16th place pick in the polls. And obviously by the end of the season, the Tigers want to be on that left side of the bracket.
Exactly. Both teams are hoping to outperform this preseason ranking. Already Miami beat Georgia Tech last night at Georgia Tech. And I think Miami is playing like one of the top teams in the ACC. They bring this very international style to the game, and you can see that from their jump serving, just such a quick pace with their offense. So the Clemson Tigers, they need to stick to what they're great at, which is defense, not letting any ball hit the floor without maximum effort.
21-15 Miami. Here is Carney serving, and right up Wagner back over the net on the overpass by the Tigers. They set it up for Njai. Dig by McGrath. Sant lines it up for Mia Moore and hits it right into the tape. Hitting error by Moore. Point for Miami, 3 points away from a 2-set lead.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there from the Clemson Tigers. But again, it's just because Miami is so aggressive in their play that it's difficult for teams to stay with them.
Sant sets it up for Wagner. Dig by Feliciano. Rodriguez backs it for Carney. Cranks it up in the dig by McGrath. Sant lines it up for Moore again. Blocked. Got the eye for the Tigers. Here is Wagner gently over the top. Dig by Rodriguez. For the back row, Heredia Colon puts it down hard on the floor. Kill by Heredia Colon, number 7 on the afternoon.
And I'm just shaking my head and laughing because seriously, there's only one player in the country, I think, that can hit a ball like this from the back row across her body and to hit it sharp cross court like that. Impossible.
She was coming down on the exchange and still got it over the net for the kill. Carney serving. Here's Sant, lines it up for Okur, fights through it, gets the kill and the point. Okur, her 4th kill, and a side-out in point for the Tigers.
Okur's having a good night tonight, good afternoon today for the Clemson Tigers. She's the middle blocker. She's a transfer from Michigan State. Good for her.
Much needed side-out in point for Clemson, down 7, 23-16. Luma serves right at Carney. Bump set by Rodriguez. Here is Njai. Dig by Sant to center. They set it up for McGrath. Goes down the line and free ball over. No, it goes down. A kill by McGrath and a point for the Tigers.
And I know the Hurricanes are going to want that one back because that was an unbelievable up to keep the ball even alive and just an error trying to send it over the net, which is not something you see from an elite team often.
Tigers cut it to 6 in this set. Luma serving and right into the net. Service error number 8 by Clemson. Point Miami, and now it's set point for the Canes.
And that's going to be extremely difficult for the Clemson Tigers at this point because in volleyball, every single play results in a point. So right now, the Miami Hurricanes are 1 point away from taking the second set.
Set point Miami on the serve of Njai. Sant sliding over Okur, and it's dug out by Njai. Rodriguez and mistiming the setup with Heredia Colon, and a point for Clemson.
And Colon is not happy about that. I know she was really wanting the ball, wanting to put it down, and the second set here, so we'll see where they go if they go right back here.
Set number 2, set point number 2 for Clemson, and Heredia Cologne gets that set point. Her 7th kill. Miami takes the set 25-18. Canes lead the match. 2-set green in the purple uniforms, and Miami on the right side of the net in the white. Miami to serve to begin set 3, and away we go. Set number 3 is underway. A little tight center of the net. Dropping it over is Bianca Martinez, who's back in the game for the first time tonight. Here is McGrath, and she is denied by Rodriguez. A blocking setter is always a good thing. Point for Miami.
Yeah, you can see Rodriguez is having fun on that one. She gets obviously a lot of credit for how she runs her offense, but she's probably not known as the best blocker on the team, so every time she gets a block, she's going to celebrate.
Durst serving right at Luma. Sant is there, lines it up for McGrath with the left hand, dig by Carney. They set it up for Wilson, gently over the top. Sant, back set, Martinez, and she puts it away. Kill by Bianca Martinez, her first playing time today of this match. Gets the kill, instant offense off the bench.
It's great to see Martinez in for the Clemson Tigers. She is such a dynamic player, and she comes in, immediately makes an impact with the kill.
Tied at 1 in set number 3. Here is McKenna Gildon, the libero, number 28. Hops, give it a jump serve, receiving it, ricochets around, service ace as it hit off multiple Miami players. Ace for Gildon, 2-1 Tigers.
Yeah, what a smart serve by Gildon. She goes in between the 2 players, Cologne and the libero for the Hurricanes.
Rodriguez on the bump set. Here is Heredia Cologne, and she is denied by Hansen. Kept alive. No, it goes down. Kill by Hansen. I think Martinez got a hand in there as well. Point Tigers. (3-1). Tigers in the lead in set 3. Gildon serving again. Right at Heredia Cologne. Rodriguez back to Heredia Cologne. Knocks it down. No, it's out of bounds. And a point for Clemson again.
And this is interesting what the Tigers are doing right now. It is working. They're targeting Heredia Cologne with their serve, and so that's making her have to have that initial first pass as well as get ready to hit the ball.
4-1 Tigers. Here's Rodriguez. Back set for Wilson. Hit it awkwardly over the net anyway. Here is McGrath on the attack of the dig by Feliciano. Rodriguez sliding over is Wilson. Kept alive by Hansen. Bump set by Gildon. McGrath deflected. Kept alive by Miami. Heredia Cologne, down it goes. Kill by Heredia Cologne, her 9th of the afternoon.
And that is exactly what makes the Hurricanes a top 25 program. I mean, nothing was good about that play overall until the set and the finish. And it couldn't be any better.
In the blink of an eye, knocks it down for the kill. The side out to the point for Miami. Miami trailing 4-2. Wilson serving. They set it up for Hansen, and she puts it down. Kill by Kate Hansen, her 4th, and a point for the Tigers.
And you love to see the Clemson Tigers fighting like this in the 3rd set. 5-2. Raines back there to serve. Let's see if they can get a few more points here in a row.
Clemson lost the first 2 sets Friday night against Florida State, 1 set 3. Trying to do the same here today against Miami. Carney, dig by Raines. Bump set by Sant the setter. Here's McGrath, blocked. Back at the Clemson side again. McGrath cranks it up again and blocked out of bounds. Kill by McGrath, her 5th, and a point for Clemson.
And that's just a play won on pure heart by the Clemson Tigers. A little bit of miscommunication there on who was taking the second ball. But Mia McGrath stays smart. She swings high. She almost wants hands in her face because she's going to use them.
6-2 Clemson in set 3. Rodriguez lines it up for Heredia Cologne, and she gets the kill. Kill by Heredia Cologne, number 10 on the afternoon. Point Miami. So here is Ariana Rodriguez, the setter. Good blocker for the team as a setter. 27 total blocks coming into today for the season, 3rd most of the team. Good server as well, and there you see it. Service ace by Rodriguez, and a point for Miami.
Yeah, she is such an awesome all-around player. She is the setter, which is kind of like the quarterback of the team, but she certainly is extremely offensive when she goes up and attacks the ball when she's in the front row, and here she is from the service line doing the same.
Big booming serve over the net on the overpass, and that's put down by Heredia Cologne again.
And that won't go into the stats as an ace, but that is as good as an ace. When you give your team back the ball and won, and your team can put it away, that's as good as a serve gets.
Clemson by 1, 6-5. Miami serving. Here's Rodriguez again. Big booming jump serve. Sant tees it up for McGrath, and that is a kill by McGrath. It ricocheted out of bounds off of a cane, and a point for Clemson.
And the Hurricanes now have closed the gap in the score, so it's back to 6-6, all tied up here in the third set.
Correction, point Miami. Rodriguez serves again. Sant lines it up for McGrath, goes to the corner, it's good! Got it! Kill by McGrath. Number 6 on the afternoon, and Clemson back in the lead.
Good for the co-captain, Mia McGrath, on this play, just using her smarts. And that tip right there is so effective because it's so deep, which is hard to do.
McGrath serving at Feliciano. Rodriguez, Heredia Colon puts it down. Kill by Heredia Colon, number 12 on the afternoon. Coming into the weekend, Heredia Colon leading the NCAA in points per set, 6.21 points per set this year. That's outstanding.
And that doesn't even count the one she gets from the service line.
Right. 7-all tie in set 3. Heredia Colon, big booming serve right at Gildon. They set it up for Hansen. Gently over the net. Carney cranks it up and knocks it down. Kill by Ava Carney, her 5th. And Miami back in the lead by 1.
And again, this is just an example of all the weapons that the Hurricanes have. Here's Carney hitting from the right side. She's a junior, coming in at 6'2", swings so high.
Heredia Colon serves again. Wicked serve. Here is Hansen. Dig by Rodriguez over the net on the Clemson side. Sant, Wagner on the attack. Blocked up front by Ava Carney. Carney rejects her, and a point for Miami.
This is a little tougher rotation for the Clemson Tigers because they only have 2 hitters at the front row.
Timeout taken by Clemson. Back in a minute. Here in Clemson, and Aaron, how about Dahlia Wilson for Miami having a great game so far?
Dahlia Wilson, she plays middle blocker for the Hurricanes. You can see she's hitting off of 1 foot, 2 feet. She's closing the blocks there. She's originally from Turkey, a transfer from Kansas State, and she is having a phenomenal match.
How about the balance of offense here by Miami? Heredia Colon, 12 kills, 6 by Wilson, 5 by Njai, 5 by Carney. 9-7 Canes in set 3, trying to sweep Clemson on this floor here today. And there's a service ace by Heredia Colon. She can do it all, Aaron. Serving, blocking, attacking, getting kills, and getting points.
And that was fun. You saw her scream there. I think it's a little bit of a frustration scream, which is kind of funny because she's playing amazing, but she's such an elite player that she expects a lot from herself. And I believe that was one of her first aces, and she's used to a lot of aces.
Another service ace, back-to-back here for Heredia Colon, 11-7. The Canes in the lead by 4 in set 3, leading the match 2-0. Miami on a 5-0 run here on this floor.
That's her second service ace for the day, and again, she's used to a lot more, so I think that's why she was a little bit extra excited on that first ace.
Back over the net and the overpass for Clemson. Carney, down it goes. Kill by Carney, number 6. Points Miami.
She is an awesome player, Carney. We again talk about the balanced offense that Rodriguez is running, and it starts obviously with the pass from the libero and the defense from the libero. But wow, it's the high reach there for the junior 6'2" Carney.
Heredia Colon serves again, right at McGrath, high in the air. Sant back sets it for Hansen down the line, kept alive by Wiley, but nobody home in the back row, and a point for Clemson.
And those are the kind of plays for the Hurricanes where if they do want to raise higher the rankings above 24, which I think they do deserve based on how they're playing today, those are the kind of points in the match where they just want to clean up. No ball should hit the floor in between 2 players.
Kaya Gordon into the match for the first time today for Clemson serving. Here's Njai, dig by McGrath. Sant is there. Okur over the top, gently diving. One-handed dig by Feliciano. Heredia Colon over by Logan Wiley. They set it up for Wagner and goes down the line, and she missed it. It's a point for the Canes.
And great job by the Tigers keeping that ball alive all throughout that rally. Just lots of scrappy plays. Wagner, she knew exactly where she was aiming, just missed it slightly on the outside.
Here's Feliciano, had 6 assists, 11 digs Friday in the win at Georgia Tech. Running jump serve into the net. Service error, number 10 by Miami. Point Clemson.
Yeah, 10 service errors, 5 service aces. So they would like for that number to be more balanced. But again, they're effective even when they're not getting the ace. The serves from the Hurricanes are keeping the Tigers out of their offense.
Catherine Sant, the setter, serving right at Heredia Cologne. Rodriguez, two-hand tap over by Heredia Cologne. Here's Wagner, cranks it up with the right hand, blocked out of bounds, kill by Wagner, number 4. Here comes Clemson, only down 3.
That's a really incredible kill there by Kennedy Wagner. Again, the block for the Hurricanes is so athletic, so high, so Wagner swinging high off their hands and allowing the ball to go out of bounds.
Dahlia Wilson knocks it down. Wilson's 7th kill, quick side out and point Miami.
Wilson's hitting over 600 for the day. I mean, she is just on fire.
Carney serving right at Gildon. Sant, the back set for Martinez, and she got it. Kill by Martinez, her 2nd kill off the bench, and a quick point for the Tigers.
Martinez, it would be great to see the Tigers can get her more involved. She's able, with her athleticism, to reach over the Hurricanes block and still get the ball in bounds.
Here's Kennedy Wagner, 4 kills in the afternoon, serving at Carney. Sliding over Wilson, batted back over by Clemson at the net. Here's Inchai down the line, dig by Sant. The bump set by Martinez. Here's McGrath, kept alive with a dig by Feliciano. They set it up for Inchai, whistled, net violation on Clemson, point Miami.
Feliciano there, the libero for the Hurricanes. She really has a phenomenal dig to win that point for the Hurricanes. Keep her team in system, give this opportunity. Unfortunate net error for the Tigers, but it happens every once in a while.
Hurricanes by 4, 15-11 in set 3. Canes lead the match, 2-0. Here's the serve by Injai. Sant, back set, Martinez cranks it up in the dig by Injai. They set it up for Heredia Cologne down the line, wide of the line, out of bounds. Hitting error on Heredia Cologne, point Clemson.
So this is where the Clemson Tigers, they're down only by 3 points. They have their libero, Gildon, back to serve. She's probably going to go after the left side.
Here's Rodriguez, Heredia Cologne. It tight ropes the top of the net, rolls out of bounds off of Miami. Point for Clemson, only down 2. Gildon to serve, the reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week as the libero serving for Clemson. Rodriguez sets it up for Heredia Cologne, gently over the top, kept alive by Clemson. Here is McGrath, cranks it up, blocked on the Clemson side again. McGrath one more time, blocked again. Here's Martinez, sails it too high and long, out of bounds at the point for Miami.
Hurricanes lead by 3 right now. They still have Cologne up front. Rodriguez, the setters, up front. We know she's a weapon.
16-13. 16-14. 11th service error by Miami in this match. Addie Raines will serve here for Clemson, which is down 2, 16-14, Raines serving. Rodriguez lines it up for Carney, cranks it up and throws it down. Kill by Carney, number 7, point Miami.
And Carney came from the back row, so that means she has to jump from behind the 3-meter, the 10-foot line there. You can see how far she soars. You would have thought she was hitting from the front row on that one.
17-14 Canes in set 3. Here is Ariana Rodriguez. Big booming jump serve with the left hand, and that's a service ace. Point for Miami.
And this is such an effective weapon by the Miami Hurricanes to be able to get aces at this point in the match. It's so difficult to defend.
Timeout taken by Clemson. 18-14 Miami in set 3. Miami leads the match 2-0. Upcoming schedule for the Hurricanes. It'll play at NC State this Friday, at Wake Forest on Sunday, and then they'll double dip into ranked teams playing against Pittsburgh on the 10th, SMU on the 12th, and then at Cal on the 16th.
Yeah, those will be some crucial tests for them. If they can come away with some wins, I believe they'll move up in the rankings.
And Clemson also has to take on 5th-ranked Pittsburgh and 11th-ranked SMU on the road next weekend, Friday and Sunday, the 3rd and 5th. Then taking on North Carolina here on October 10th. Then it's against Duke on the 12th and at NC State on October the 17th.
And this is an absolute gauntlet of a schedule coming up for the Clemson Tigers to be at number 5 Pitt, at number 11 SMU in the same weekend, by the way. And then playing North Carolina on October 10th, back here in Jervey Gym. And then Duke and NC State, even though they're not ranked, those are some tough teams there. The ACC is just an incredibly diverse and talented conference for volleyball.
At top to bottom, there's really not much of a bottom
Right.
in that league.
Yeah,
There's so many talented teams, so many incredible athletes on all the teams in the ACC.
Yeah, no off matches for sure.
Clemson 12-1, started out 12-0, lost on Friday night to Florida State. Miami 11-1. Canes lost their first match of the season in 5 sets at Indiana. Since then, the team has won 11 straight. 18-14. Miami in the lead. Let's serve. Received by Clemson. Sant lines it up for McGrath. Gently over the top. Ricochets around. Free ball. No, that goes around the antenna. Out of bounds and a point for Miami.
And that's it. Out of system. Again, it all starts with this aggressive serve from the Hurricanes, specifically from Rodriguez right now. Even though it's on ace, it's just throwing the Clemson Tigers completely out of system.
Rodriguez serves again, and deep at the court at Gildon. Running over there, bump set is Sant. Free ball over by Hansen. Rodriguez lines it up. Heredia Colon down the line. Got it. Kill by Flora Marie Heredia Colon, her 13th kill of the night. Point Miami.
She makes this look so easy. It's just all her hang time, her athleticism. When the ball is placed where she likes it to be, it's very difficult to stop her.
Canes, the first team to reach 20 in the 3rd set. Heredia Colon is blocked up front by Sant. Return to sender by Sant, and a point for Clemson.
Oh, and Sant is just going to go home and dream about this one. She is a setter, one-on-one with the best offensive player from the Hurricanes, and she gets the one-on-one block.
20-15, Clemson serving, down 5. McGrath serves. Here's Rodriguez, the back set. Heredia Colon down the line. Dig by McKenna Gildon. Looks like net violation or on Clemson. Point for Miami, 4 points away from the win.
Here's Colon again, back to serve with that aggressive topspin jump serve.
Here it comes, and sails just long out of bounds, and a free point for Clemson. That is service error number 12 on the night here for Miami. Here's Kaya Gordon, 6-foot junior outside hitter from Belize, junior college transfer from Navarro College in Texas. Getting some playing time here in set 3 today. Rodriguez tees it up for Wiley, and down it goes. Killed by Logan Wiley, number 3. Point for Miami.
And what a phenomenal pass by Feliciano. That was actually a tough serve from the Clemson Tigers, and she put it right where her setter Rodriguez had all of her options available.
22-16 Miami. Here's Sant, back set, sliding over is Okur, and drops it out of bounds, they say. Points Miami.
So Miami is 2 points away from winning the entire match here in the 3rd set. The Clemson Tigers are going to need a great pass right now.
Lead serve, received by Gildon. Sant sliding over is Okur. Dig by Rodriguez. Feliciano to the other side is Carney. Blocked out of bounds. Kill by Carney, her 8th, and now it's match point for Miami.
And you don't want anyone to get hurt. That was such a tight set there. Looks like we're having some arguments whether the Hurricanes may have been in the net. Let's see if there's a challenge called on this one. It's tough because we're so close to the end of the match anyway with the score, so it looks like coach is not going to use a challenge.
Match point for Miami on the serve for Feliciano. Here's Sant, sets it up for Wagner, gently with the left hand over the top. Sant lines up, ready to clone for the match. No, she's into the net. And a point here for Clemson. It saves one match point.
Well, this is a strong rotation for the Clemson Tigers. Again, any error at all by the Tigers results in the Hurricanes winning the entire match. So this is where volleyball is very challenging.
Match point number 2 for Miami. Service ace by the Tigers, and Tigers stave off a second consecutive match point. This is match point number 3 for Miami. Sant will serve. Match point number 3 for Miami. Sant serving. Rodriguez lines it up for Wilson. Blocks by the Tigers. Bump set by Feliciano. Here's Njai for the win. Got it. Kill by Njai, her 6th, and Miami takes the set 25-18. Wins the match 3-0. Aaron, your final thoughts on this match?